NEET Biology diagram based practice question number 15. Question number 1. Mark the option with the correct label. Shown in the diagram, diagrammatic section view of ovary. The process of formation of mature female gamete is called oogenesis, which is marked differently from spermatogenesis. Oogenesis is initiated during the embryonic development stage when a couple of million gametic mother cell, that is oogonia, are formed within each fetal ovary. No more oogonial are formed and added after birth. These cells start division and enter into prophase one of the meiotic division and get temporarily arrested at the stage called primary oocytes. Each primary oocytes then gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cell and is called the primary follicle. A large number of these follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to puberty. Therefore, at puberty only 6,000 to 18,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary. The primary follicle gets surrounded by more layers of granulosa cell and a new theca and are called secondary follicles. The secondary follicles soon transform into a tertiary follicle, which is characterized by a fluid-filled cavity called antrum. The theca layer is organized into a inner theca interna and an outer theca externa. It is important to draw your attention that is the stage at the primary oocyte within the tertiary follicle grow in size and complete it bust meiotic division. It is an unequal division resulting in the formation of large haploid secondary oocyte and a tiny bust polar body. The secondary oocytes retains bulk of the nutrient rich cytoplasm of the primary oocyte. Can you think of any advantage for this? Does the bust polar body form out of bust meiotic division divide further or degenerate? At present, we are not very certain about this. The tertiary follicle further changes into mature follicle or Graafian follicle. The secondary oocyte form a new membrane called zona pellucida surrounding it. The Graafian follicle now rupture to release the secondary oocyte, that is ovum, from the ovary by the process of ovulation. So the correct answer option B is tertiary follicle. Diagram A is primary follicle, B is tertiary follicle showing antrum, C is Graafian follicle, D is ovum and E is corpus luteum. Question number 2. What does the marked structure represent? Shown the diagram, asexual reproductive structure, conidia of penicillium. Let us see how widespread asexual reproduction is among different group of organisms. Asexual reproduction is common among single-celled organisms and in plants and animals with a relatively simple organization. In Protista and Monera, the organism or the parent cell divide into two to give rise to new individual. Thus, in this organism, cell division itself mode of reproduction. Many single-celled organisms reproduce by binary fission. When a cell divides into two halves and each rapidly grow into an adult, example amoeba and paramecium. In yeast, the division is unequal and small bud and produce that remain attached initially to the parent cell, which eventually get separated and mature into new yeast organism. Members of the kingdom fungi and simple plants such as algae reproduce through special asexual reproductive structure. The most common this structure zoospore, that usually and microscopic motile structure. Other common asexual reproduction structure conidia, example penicillium. So the correct answer option B is conidia. Question number 3. The diagram shows the fruit flies used by Morgan for his experiment. Mark the correct statement. Shown in the diagram, Drosophila melanogaster. A male, B female. Sutton and Bovary argued that the pairing and separation of a pair of chromosome would lead to the segregation of pair of factor they carried. Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with the Mendelian principle and is called in the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Following the synthesis of idea, experimental verification of the chromosomal theory of inheritance by Thomas Kund Morgan and his colleagues led to discovering the basis of the variation that sexual reproduction is produced. Morgan worked with the tiny fruit flies, Drosophila melanogaster, which were found very suitable for such studies. They could be grown on simple synthetic medium in the laboratory. They complete their life cycle in about 2 weeks, and a single mating could produce a large number of progeny flies. Also, there was a clear differentiation of sexes. The male and female flies are easily distinguishable. Also, it has many types of hereditary variation that can be seen with a low power microscope. So the correct answer option C. C is male and female easily distinguishable. Question number 4. The diagram is of a fertilized embryo sac. Mark the correct statement. Shown the diagram, 8 nucleate stage of embryo sac and a mature embryo sac. In a majority of the flowering plants, one of the megaspore is functional while the other 3 degenerate. Only the functional megaspore develop into female gametophyte that are called embryo sac. This method of embryo sac formation from a single megaspore is termed monosporic development. Let us study the formation of embryo sac in a little. The nucleus of functional megaspore divide mitotically to form 2 nuclei which move to the opposite pole, forming the 2 nucleate embryo sac. The 2 or more sequential mitotic nuclear division result in the formation of 4 nucleate and later 8 nuclear stages of the embryo sac. It is of interest to note that these mitotic division are strictly free nuclear. That is, nuclear divisions are not followed immediately by cell wall formation. After the 8 nuclear stage, cell wall lay down leading to the organization of typical female gametophyte or embryo sac. Observe the distribution of cell inside the embryo sac. 6 of the 8 nuclei are surrounded by cell wall and organized into cell. The remaining 2 nuclei are called polar nuclei and situated below the egg apparatus in the large central cell. There is a characteristic distribution of the cell within the embryo sac. 3 cells are grouped together at the micropylar end and constitute the egg apparatus. The egg apparatus in turn consists of 2 synergid and 1 egg cell. The synergid have special cellular thickening at the micropylar tip called filiform apparatus, which play an important role in guiding the pollen tube into the synergid. 3 cells are chalasalient and are called antipodal. The large central cell, as mentioned earlier, has 2 polar nuclei. Thus, the typical angiosperm embryo sac maturity through 8 nucleate is 7-celled. So, the correct answer option D. D is represent degenerating antipodal cell. Diagram A is synergid, B is egg, C is central cell, D is 2 polar nuclei, E is antipodals. Question number 5. Mark the incorrect statement. Shown in the diagram, sparged stirrer tank bioreactor through which sterile air bubbles or spread. Small volume culture cannot yield applicable quantities of products to produce in large quantities. The development of bioreactor. When large volume 100 to 1000 liters of culture can be processed where required. Thus, a bioreactor can be thought of as a vessel in which raw materials are biologically converted into specific products, individual enzyme, etc., using microbial plant, animal, or human cell. A bioreactor provides the optimal condition for achieving the desired product by providing optimum growth condition. Example, temperature, pH, substrate, salt, vitamin, oxygen. The most commonly used bioreactor are stirring type. The stirred tank reactor is usually cylindrical or with a curved base to facilitate the mixing of the reactor contents. The stirrer facilitates even mixing and oxygen availability throughout the bioreactor. Alternatively, air can be bubbled through the reactor. If you look at the figure closely, you see the bioreactor has an agitator system, an oxygen delivery system, and a foam control system, a temperature control system, pH control system, and sampling port, so that small volume of culture can be withdrawn periodically. So the correct answer, option A. A is a diagram represent simple stirred tank reactor. Question number 6. If population density at a time t is small n, the density at a time t plus 1, that is reported by capital N, is shown in the diagram population growth. The size of population for any species is not a static parameter. It keeps changing in time depending on various factors, including food availability, predation pressure, and adverse weather. In fact, these changes population density that gives us some idea of about what is happening to the population, whether it is flourishing or declining. Whatever might be the ultimate reason, the density of a population in a given habitat during a given period fluctuate due to the changes in the four basic processes, two of which natality and immigration contribute to an increase in population density, and two, mortality and immigration, to be degrees. Number 1, natality. Natality refers to the number of births during a given period in the population that are added to the initial density. Second one, mortality is the number of deaths in the population during a given period. Number 3, immigration is the number of individuals of the same species that have come into the habitat from elsewhere during the time period under consideration. Fourth one, emigration is the number of individuals of the population who left the habitat and gone elsewhere during the time period under consideration. So, if n is the population density at a time t, then the density at a time t plus 1 is n t plus 1 is equal to nt plus b plus I minus d plus e. You can see from the above equation that the population density will be increased if the number of birth plus the number of immigrants, that is b plus I, and more than number of death plus number of immigrants, that is d plus e. Otherwise it will decrease. Under normal condition, birth and death are most important factor influencing population density. The other two factors assuming importance only under special condition. For instance, if a new habitat is just being colonized, immigration may contribute more significantly to population growth than in birth rate. So the correct answer, option D. D is n equal to small n plus b plus I minus d plus e. Question number 7. Mark the incorrect marking. Shown in the diagram, electrostatic precipitator. We are dependent on air for our respiratory needs. Air pollution cause injury to all living organisms. They reduce growth and yield of crops and cause premature death of plants. Air pollutants also deleteriously affect the respiratory system of human and of animal. Harmful effects depend on the concentration of pollutants, duration of exposure, and the organism. There were several ways of removing particulate matter. The most widely used of which of this electrostatic precipitator, which can remove 99% particulate matter present in the exhaust from a thermal power plant. It has electrode wire that are maintained at several thousand volt, which produce a corona that release electron. These electrons attach to dust particle, giving them a net negative charge. The collecting plates are grounded and attract the charged dust particle. The velocity of air between the plates must be low enough to allow the dust to fall. A screwer can remove gases like sulfur dioxide. In a screwer, the exhaust is passed through the spray of water or lime. Recently, we have realized the dangers of particulate matter. They are very small and not removed by these precipitators. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, that is CPCB, particulate size 2.5 micrometer or less in diameter PM 2.5 are responsible for causing the greatest harm to human health. These fine particulates can be inhaled deep into the lungs and causing breathing and respiratory symptom, irritation, inflammation, damage to the lungs and premature death. So the correct answer option D. D is charged plate. Question number 8. Which of the following structure guide the pollen tube into the mature embryo sac? Shown in the diagram A, diagrammatic representation of mature embryo sac. The majority of the flowering plants, one of the megaspore is functional, while other three are degenerate. Only the functional megaspore develop into female gametophyte, that is called embryo sac. This method of embryo sac formation from a single megaspore is termed monosporic development. The nucleus of the functional megaspore divide mitotically to form two nuclei which move to the opposite pole, forming the two nucleate embryo sac. Two more sequential mitotic nuclear division result in the formation of the four nucleate and later the 8 nucleate stages of the embryo sac. It is after 8 nucleate stage cell wall and lay down leading to the organization of the typical female gametophyte or embryo sac. The remaining two nuclei called polar nuclei and situated below the egg apparatus in large central cell. There is a characteristic distribution of the cell within the embryo sac. 3 cells are grouped together and micropyle end and constitute the egg apparatus. The egg apparatus in turn consists of 2 synergid and 1 egg cell. The synergid have special cellular thickening at the micropyle tip called filiform apparatus, which play an important role in guiding the pollen tube into the synergid. 3 cells at the chalosal end and are called antipodal. The large central cell mentioned earlier has 2 polar nuclei. The typical angiosperm embryo sac at maturity through 8 nucleate is 7-celled. So the correct answer option C. C is C answer. Diagram A is antipodal, B is synergid, C is piliform apparatus, D is egg and E is polar nuclei. Question number 9. Mark the incorrect statement about the diagram. Shown in the diagram, sickle cell anemia. It represents normal HbA peptide. Single cell anemia occurs if GLU at 6 is replaced by valine. The codon coding for glutamic acid is CAG. So the incorrect statement, option D. D is in sickle cell anemia, CAG of mRNA gets converted to GTG. Question number 10. What does the blue line represent? Shown in the diagram, effect of sewage discharge on some important characteristics of river. As we work with water in our home, in cities and town, we wash everything into drains. Have you ever wondered where the sewage that comes out from our houses go? What happened in village? Is the sewage treated before being transported to the nearest river and mixed with it. A mere 0.1% impurities make domestic sewage unfit for human use. You have read about sewage treatment plants. Salts are relatively easy to remove. What is most difficult to remove? The dissolved salts such as nitrate, phosphate and other nutrients and toxic metal ions and organic compound. Domestic sewage primarily contain biodegradable organic matter which readily decomposes thanks to bacteria and other microorganisms which can multiply using this organic substance as substrate and hence utilize some of the components of sewage. It is possible to estimate the amount of biodegradable organic matter in sewage water by measuring biochemical oxygen demand, that is BOD. Microorganisms involved in the biodegradation of organic matter in the receiving water body consume a lot of oxygen, and as a result there is a sharp decline in dissolved oxygen downstream from the point of sewage discharge. This causes mortality fish and other aquatic features. So the correct answer option B. B is biochemical oxygen demand, that is BOD.